Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This time I'm going to be reacting to Jake Paul vs. Anderson Silva. We're over 16 minutes and I just skipped it because it's just like, yeah, whatever.
Now guys, let me get a little bit of business out of the way. Showtime, pay-per-view, and most valuable promotions present Jake the Heat and Sale the Silva Child. Yeah, whoever wrote that, I agree with you. The 8 rounds, we're going to do a catch weight of 187 pounds.
Okay.
The event will be available via
Wait, I want to see the rule.
Real risk taker.
Yeah, whoever wrote that, I agree with you. That's a professional boxer, Anderson the Spider Silva. Yeah, serial risk taker. That's actually pretty cool.
That's a new one. I've never heard serial risk taker.
Yeah, whoever wrote that, I agree with you. That's a great line. But guys, I got to tell you this bout. Many people are asking this. It's going to be contested over 8 rounds. We're going to do a catch weight.
Okay.
PPV.com and an announcement on this under. I've got that out of the way. Back down to us. I got to tell you guys, public.
I like Channel. Uncle Channel.
You sign a bout contract, you wouldn't pull another man. I was Queensberry rules. It's a whole other thing.
I respect every single person that's there for a reason or the other. Everybody on the stage I respect.
It was a 2.
Wait, is this the first time Channel seeing Anderson since the fight? Probably not.
2-1 favorite for Jake Paul within 24 hours. That switched to a 2-1 favorite for Anderson Silva.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which means you guys truly don't know. I think it speaks to the contest that we have here. And Anderson, if I may start with you. It seems throughout your career, and I followed it very closely.
If you've been in it.
It seems as though you follow a martial arts.
And I followed your career. I even got not knocked out. Choked out by you. That's how close he followed his career.
Somebody out. You don't ruffle feathers as a way of getting a fight.
Yeah. No, Anderson Silva is one of the most respectful fighters.
This must be the opportunity that you were hoping for.
Is it? Anderson Silva doesn't care. He's either to die to fight another like old pro boxer. Like Anderson, I mean, he's gonna make probably a shit ton of money, but he doesn't care about Jake. He doesn't need Jake.
My life and try to do my best in everything I do in my life. You know, especially because I love my job. This sport, martial arts, and combat sport is part of me. And,
Yep.
When I have the opportunity.
I hope it's in part of you. You're one of the best ever.
Showing my respect and how much I love fighting. I'm completely excited, you know, and today is so amazing, you know. I'm so excited.
I see he's not lacking money. I think he's got a pretty nice watch on.
All right, and Jake, I got to say to you, you've made a lot of headlines. You sold a lot of tickets and filled up some arenas. But the fun is over.
Yeah.
You don't play games.
It's the real fucking time now. Now is the time. Is he gonna pass or is he gonna get knocked the fuck out?
With Anderson Silva.
Real deal.
Correct. Except I'm about to. Hey, the fun was over day 1 of boxing, okay?
Yeah, you don't play boxing, but you fought most people in their professional debut. But yeah, but for sure, knocking out Tyron Woodley, that's an accomplishment. Ben Askren, I mean, he's not a reckless striker, but Tyron Woodley beat him 2 times. Yeah, that's you got to respect him for that. Tyron Woodley's one of the greatest welterweight ever. But Anderson was one of the best combat sport ever. Combat sport athlete ever.
The fun was over on day 1 of boxing. I signed up for the hardest sport in the world.
Yeah, but now is the time. Yeah, I'm gonna say Jake is a good boxer, like decent boxer for what 6 fight now. But he's no like maybe Tyron, but no fighter that he's ever fought is as good as a striker in the ring as Anderson Silva yet. Because if he wins, probably gonna fight somebody else. But nobody he has ever fought yet has been as good as striking in the ring as Anderson Silva. Not even Tyron Woodley.
I love it. That's what I'm built for.
But Tyron Woodley was a knockout artist in the UFC.
And I love it.
But I Silva too.
This guy. For me, this is even surreal that I'm like sitting here. I have to take a moment to be like, wait a second, is this real? All the cameras. I was sitting on a couch watching this guy as a kid, and here we are. I love the challenge. This is my toughest fight yet, and I'm prepared.
Yeah. Yeah, Jake Paul has been working on it for sure. If you, yeah, of course I don't have like first-hand proof, but if you think Jake Paul hasn't been working and training like a professional boxer the entire time, you're mistaken.
Star here. You're going to have a full arena.
To be able to, like, I don't want to fucking like take his own example, but Jake Paul, like, why Tom Rudy was UFC champion, Jake Paul was was an actor on Disney Channel. So even, yeah, it's still two different sport, but still, yeah.
You are going to be the main.
I'm not saying Jake Paul's the best fighter ever. He's not. He's probably the best YouTube boxer, but not. I don't know. I mean, he's good, but he's not the best. Nowhere will he ever be.
Event, but none of those things are new. You do have an opponent who's being respectful.
No, Jake Paul could become a legit pro boxer, but I don't think he'd beat Canelo. Never. Never.
He's not getting under your skin. Is that a tactic, and are you prepared for it?
Absolutely. I think, first of all, guys, everybody needs to respect this guy here. Why? Because it's opening the door for everybody thinking about something new, you know?
It's open it. Like, yeah. Jake Paul opened, like, admit it or not, Jake Paul's opened a whole new generation to boxing. I watch UFC every weekend now because Jake Paul did boxing in 2018. Jake Paul is the reason I watch UFC every night, and I'm an actual UFC fan now. And I don't watch YouTube boxing anymore. Like, I started watching the first YouTube boxing fight ever, and then I started watching UFC every weekend. Every weekend this UFC, I watched it. So yeah. So yeah, Jake Paul is opening a new generation to boxing for sure, and that's good.
You know, I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be here, especially because many years ago, how many years ago? You
13.
come with your brother and I take picture with you. You know, it's insane. You know, I'm fight a lot in my entire life, and I'm here again.
Of course.
You know, it's the new generation, and I continue here.
Yeah, it's not just a new generation. Anderson Silva spent he was probably ahead of his own generation. Fought in his generation. He lost versus Isabel Adesanya, but he fought Isabel Adesanya's generation, and now he's fighting Jake Paul.
So happy, you know, and that's the proof. Everybody can do everything in your life when you believe in yourself.
Yeah, just like the Bisping. Just like the beginning of UFC, there's like the Bisping, GSP, Matt Serrero, like this generation. There's like the 2016, 2017 Connor, Corey Nolov, Dillashaw, who was a lightweight. I don't know, but yeah, you know, this generation and the generation now, like since COVID, and then there's like Jake Paul's generation. Like the generation Jake Paul's bringing to the table. But I'm talking about UFC. I mean, yeah, boxing's been going on for way longer than UFC, but yeah. Talking about Anderson's career.
You know, Jake, breaking in to a community, in this case, combat sports and specifically boxing, you've got to go through superstars. You've got to go through guys that you look up to. But you're also going to need motivation. You also have a history of having some fun, of getting a back and forth going. That doesn't appear to be the case. Are you in the right headspace to prepare for the Spider?
100%. It all has to do with my previous opponents all being...
There's one thing, though. One thing. Is Jake Paul going to be able to beat him without trash talking? I'm not saying Jake Paul's the most innovative trash talker ever. He's not. But I mean, he's been boxing NBA player and a YouTuber for most of his fight. But yeah, I don't know. His trash talking is gonna. Yeah, his trash talking is gonna not trash talking. Is it gonna affect him? Because like Connor, I wish fight was for. It was for Dustin fight. Connor arrived there. Here's my whiskey. Oh, thanks for the hot sauce. Oh, let's be nice, shake hands. Got knocked the fuck out. Is it gonna happen to Jake Paul? Does he need trash talking to go in his opponent head a little bit? We don't know. We're gonna figure it out.
Dickheads.
I mean, at the same time, it's not gonna make it figure out because Anderson Silva is just way harder than anybody's ever fought before.
Anderson Silva,
Like on a level.
the nicest guy in the world, and we love him.
Yeah.
If my opponent is a dickhead, I'm gonna treat him like a dickhead and beat his fucking ass. People have seen that side of me, but I respect this man. I'm still gonna knock him out, but respectfully knock him out.
Maybe not. Maybe not. You know, it's fine. You know.
Maybe
I
not.
that,
That's always a possibility.
You know, the energy involved in this fight is so amazing. You know, a lot of people think about Anderson, you're crazy. Why do you do that? And I
Why
said,
not?
you know,
He's the best ever. If he wins, you just get to shut up and Jake Paul forever.
that's a good challenge for me because
And if Anderson Silva get knocked out, the MMA community die directly, instantly on that night. He's gonna come back, but he die instantly.
And I say, I can't do that. I think I can do that, you know. But everybody needs to watching this fight because the people go see the different Anderson and the different Jake Paul, for sure.
Yeah.
And I know in just a moment when we open this up to the audience, I'm going to have to hear about your age, which is going to annoy me, but let me get in front of it right now. Does your age matter? Does he...
That's where the photo of channels holding on from Dear Alive came from. I'm gonna show you. Tree. Alright. Okay. I think I got the photo not that far. Where is it? Oh, they're right here. Yeah, wait, I need... Ah, fuck! I had this thing this whole size the whole time. Alright. 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 Right. Alright, skip to 13 minutes, cause...
advantage with his youth.
I mean, I think the age is only the numbers, you know. And
Yeah.
continue training.
30 years old, they got no leg, and this 7 years old that does marathon. Like,
Hard every day, you know, and my last sparring is crazy. Eliezer knocked me out 3 times, and I say, bro, I don't go fight with you. And I say, I know, but I need to beat you. The coach say I need to beat you. I say, okay, all right, and let's go the next round and go kick you and put in the ground.
Jake, to beat him, you're going to have to hit him. Many other opponents have been afraid to engage. They get in front of him, they see the movements, they lock up and pause. Are these lights going to be too bright, and how do you know for sure?
these lights are going to be too bright. Oh, do you know for sure? That's so 100% is channels in that question.
I'm built for this, you know, and sparring world champions in the gym, you know, getting ready for Anderson. Obviously, he's a southpaw. My first time going up against a southpaw, but I love this shit, man. I truly feel like I was put on earth and destined to box. This would be my biggest stage yet and my biggest test yet, but I'm a young man, and I'm excited to get this experience under my belt because the fights are just going to be bigger. This is just the start.
And Jake, this is a personal question, but I really have always wanted to ask you this. Where do you find the time? I mean, you've got to be getting to the gym a couple of times a day, whether that's road work and then another one in the gym. It still requires 2 times a day. I see you what I feel like 24 hours. I know what you're doing, whether it's social media, when do you have time to get in the gym? And how many years has this actually been going on? And feel free to include your brother. I'm sure it was a family event, but when did you guys actually start preparing?
Yeah, I think about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Only been preparing as a pro really for less than 3 years. I made my pro debut less than 3 years ago. But time management is crucial. I have the best assistant in the world. Shout out to Marcos. And he's a pivotal part of this like 30-person team. We have the best coaches, best nutrition, and we just work hard, man. That's been the key to my success and the key to my brother's success is just non-stop work every single day, showing up and being present, you know.
All right.
To be honest, man, I'm addicted to this shit. So no matter how hard I have to work, this is what I do. I think most boxers, after they're done boxing, they go play video games or do some shit. I'm working on my brand, working on content, working on venture capital, working out better, download better, and that's how I live my life.
Yeah.
And Jake, there appears to be again.
Yeah. I don't know what the question was. I can't judge, but this wasn't really wasn't boxing related at all. I don't think.
It appears to me that you want to be welcomed by a community. It appears to me that you feel as though you were resistant. This guy wasn't young enough. This guy wasn't experienced enough. That's over now. There is no question and there is no headlines. There is no narrative when you step in there with Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
You are the underdog for the first time in your career, but boy, it's close. I mean, 2-1 might sound like a lot. I saw fights go off 3 days ago that were 6-1. I saw one that was getting ready to be 12-1. I feel as though you are getting your respect in many ways, but this is the match.
This is the moment you need to prove everything. If you lose this, it's over. If Jake loses this fight, it's over. If Anderson loses this fight, the MMA community fucking die.
This is it. You know, this is a make or break moment. And I know I have someone who just beat a former world champion boxer in front of me. I don't take him lightly at all. He's the GOAT of striking. He's the GOAT of MMA. And like you said, no one thought I'd take this fight. Even Dana White did not think I would take this fight.
Well, you had Dana. You haven't said shit. You haven't said shit since this fight got announced.
And Dana, I know you're watching, bro. You still owe me $1 million from when you bet against me on Ben Askren.
There's no contract. He doesn't have to give you that money. Give up. He's not gonna give it to you.
Stop being a bitch and make a bet against me and Anderson and actually pay up this time because you didn't think I would take this fight. So let's make a bet. Let's put $1 million. Let's put $2 million. Let's put $5 million on it. But I bet you won't, Dana.
Yeah, but Dana doesn't have to do shit. He did it outside the contract. There's no receipt of the bet. There's no contract. There's no handshake. It's not valid. He did it, yeah. Why would Dana give $1 million to J. Paul with no contract, no handshake, and himself never actually saying, "I accept your bet, Jake"? That's not how it works. So I can go to anybody. I guarantee you I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. I bet you $1 million. I wake up tomorrow and just go to you. Hey, give me $1 million now. That's not how it works.
Well, Anderson, I was not planning.
But Dana White is a bitch sometimes. Not always, but sometimes.
To invoke Dana White. However, he did make a statement about your opponent. He said your opponent won't face you. He said your opponent is not good enough to face you. He said that you're the greatest combat sports athlete of all time, and that conversation needs to be revisited.
Yeah.
But Anderson, if you go into anything with too much confidence, it is a problem.
Yep.
How are you viewing the fight, the opportunity, what it could mean?
Overconfidence is worse than having not enough confidence.
For the future of your boxing career,
Having a big art and no confidence is better than having overconfidence and no art in boxing. Guaranteed.
With somebody who is a bona fide superstar in Jake Paul.
Well, yeah.
I threw a few. Let's start with the Dana question, as a matter of fact. Let's start with that, huh? He still believes in you. It's got to mean something.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my personal opinion about Dana White, you know.
What is it?
I prefer don't say nothing about Dana.
Must be bad then. Must be bad then. If it was good, he would have said it. I think Dana's great. But he said, I didn't have an opinion about Dana. I'm not gonna say it. That means it's bad. Probably. Yeah. He added rough. He's been great, but he added rough as fuck.
amazing stories inside UFC. I fight with this legend guys 2 times, you know, and is the first man to beat me 5 rounds, completely destroy my mind, and
Was he on EPO or something like that?
thank you God, I'm really
I think he was drugged on that fight.
and fight with Jake Paul, you know. But boxing in my life is very special because I grew up watching a lot of boxing. I train with Brazilian team, and I come to this sport to show my respect, you know, for showing my respect for a lot of boxers and the professional fighters doing something special for us, you know, and I'm so happy to be here.
People risk their life every night for our entertainment. You gotta respect that.
My job continue doing something I love, you know.
People die in there.
And guys,
Ain't no joke.
let me speak directly to you. We are a community. This is
Why is he holding it like that?
This is the fight that we told Jake Paul he did not have the courage to take. This is the fight that Dana White
Guess what?
would not
He's
face.
there.
I only bring that to you because if we're going to try to get ahead of this thing to take away from a potential glorious moment by Jake Paul, people talk about age. Now maybe I'm a veteran. Maybe there's some personal to this.
Maybe you're just old too.
I watched him put a belt around Tyson Fury about 3 months ago. It was beautiful. I watched him put a belt around Anderson Silva in 2008. And those belts don't lose any rust. And I've never fully understood the difference. Once a champion, always
A champion.
and when we talk about a fighter that fights older in his career, those examples are with somebody who removed.
Floyd is one of the best. I hate to fucking give credit to Floyd because he's a fucking jackass. But he's one of the fucking best boxer ever. And he still, I mean, there was no official winner, but he still boxed Logan, who was like double his size. So why couldn't Anderson still be good enough to fight Jake Paul? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. He's old, but if everybody thought Logan was gonna get destroyed by Floyd, and Logan's double his height, almost not double, but it's like a feet above him. Now everybody think Jake Paul is absolutely gonna, not everybody, but like people think Anderson got a disadvantage because he's a little bit older.
Coming back, they let their body go. They got back in the gym.
Anderson never lost his shape. Anderson never lost his shape. Same thing as Floyd. The people like Mike Tyson, he retired, lost his shape, and then tried to get back in shape for a fight. Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre, Floyd Mayweather, they never lost his shape after retiring.
Couple of months. This man has never left the sport. This man's as good as you've been told, and those belts don't have rust on them.
All,
And the others,
even GSP, I don't think retired. I don't even think he has cheat meal. Like this dude is tough fitness, and in his 40s, retired. He could absolutely whoop the shit out of Jake Paul any day. Not on a street fight.
side of the coin is of a young man whose experience I can count on one hand can go out there and get the jump on him. In all fairness, guys,
Anderson never lost his shape.
The first question from the
Anderson was never fat, unlike Mike Tyson when at some point. Like Mike Tyson was fat at some point. He wasn't always in shape. Anderson has always been in shape.
audience, please.
That's how they're the best. They're just they overwork everybody. That's how they become the best. You can't become the best with no work. That's one hit wonder. That's what it's called.
Radio Raheem. Jake, when you started boxing, the UFC fighters, MMA fighters dismissed you. You were a troll.
Yeah.
It seemed like this is a community would never accept you. Having taken this Anderson Silva fight, do you feel accepted now by the MMA and UFC
No.
community? Does that matter
It's not accepted. They're trying to take you out.
to you?
I don't give a fuck.
They're not accepted. They're trying to take you
I
out.
played like a fiddle. Got them watching, got them intrigued, and now they're in my hip pocket.
Yeah. Every MMA fighter wanted to be the one to knock out Jake Paul. They're not respecting him. I mean, they might respect him, but they're not. They're not accepting him. They want to knock him out.
Goals are well stated.
Even Robert Whittaker, one of the nicest fighter ever. He's known as one of the nicest fighter ever. I think he told Jake Paul to go fuck himself once. Like they don't want to accept him. They want to knock him out. That's why they talk to him.
That motivates you to get a win and continue fighting at 47.
First of all, my motivation is because I love it. I
Yeah.
love my job. I love combat sports. The second one, I have 5 kids. And I come grandpa too. And one more thing, I love challenge. You know,
Yeah.
challenge.
That's what he did his whole life. He took risks, and
And
it worked out.
like people ask me why I do this, I say one thing.
It's destiny. That's what.
Something you love.
That's what he meant. That's what he was meant to be doing.
You have this, you have success.
If, he, if I was meant to be a fighter, I would be way taller, right? I'm 5'4", I'm obviously not meant to be a fighter. Like he's tall, he's big, he's strong, he's good. Obviously, he was meant to be a fighter. That's what his fucking life was supposed to be, and he's amazing at it.
It was a year ago you knocked out Tito Ortiz. How much training have you been doing inside the boxing ring?
Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz might be able to fight back in the day, but this dude doesn't have a fucking brain or a fucking hamster. Look, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna react later, but.
Look like to the legend Anderson the Spider Silva.
Well, I train every day. I don't stop.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
My coach here, Coach Sergio and Coach Dora. Coach Dora is calm, but Coach Nico never stopped me. He come at 6 a.m. at my house.
Jesus Christ.
with,
That's discipline. That's how you become the best.
Eliezer.
Why don't you think Connor's not the best? Because he's sleeping in the, like some of the most expensive fucking blanket ever, with the, like most expensive bed or whatever. He's comfortable. He doesn't have discipline. He smokes a cigar and go on fucking yacht. Nobody's gonna become champion by doing that. I guarantee you, if Andrew Tate was born, fuck, I can't say his name. If this dude, if Tate was born in wealth, never would he be the man or the fighter that he was, or that he is. Never.
Coach, I'm an old man. I can't run.
Even if Connor was born in wealth, this dude, he would be probably rich right now, but he wouldn't be a fighter. Never.
Go. And I run and back and training and I, keep working.
How many fighters do you know that's born in wealth? Truly. All of them fought for money to survive.
For you to do your best. Doesn't matter if you do it, do your best. Best you can.
Question for Jake. He's a respectful man. You have a great demeanor up there on stage. Is there any side bets that you're willing to take with this guy leading up to the fight?
Not this.
I was gonna say if you beat me, I'll get a spider tattoo.
What big deal is spider tattoo? So many got.
No.
That's-
Stop.
But
that's-
Let me tell you.
But-
No. You
No.
need to put in the spy tattoo.
Spider tattoo. God damn it. Anybody could get a spider tattoo. It's not embarrassing.
I know you're my fan. Don't worry. Hey, wait.
Let's go, let's go.
Stop. Come on. I'm your fan too. I'm big fan, But I hate tattoos, bro.
I know.
I hate it.
Okay.
I don't have tattoos. My kids have tattoos. I say, why you do that?
Because they look awesome. It's a piece of art on your skin.
I say, no. Stop.
Alright, I'll come up with a different bet. That doesn't have to do with tattoos. We'll see you fight week with that bet. I'm gonna think of it.
Next question.
Our airsoft tattoo on the ass, just like Silva did. Okay, it's still the tattoo.
Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV. My first question is for Anderson. Anderson, we've seen you in just about every scenario in fighting.
Yeah.
We watched you fight
Except
Chavez.
what the fuck's going on upstairs? Anyways, have we ever seen Anderson Silva in a street fight? Unless like him sparring his kid, or like an actual street fight. I don't think so. No. I mean, in a ring, in a ring or the cage. Yeah, octagon, however you want to call it. Yeah, we've seen everything, but I don't think we've ever seen a street fight. That's good,
A
yeah.
couple months ago, you looked outstanding. Was there ever any part of you that wanted to be a pro boxer?
Wow.
I mean, probably, yeah.
I think I do everything I can do in my life, my professional life. I fight Muay Thai, I fight kickboxing.
Yeah, it's
boxing,
a mixed martial art. Mixed
MMA,
martial.
and I fight boxing too. I think now
I mean, what? I was the dude in name he fought Julio Cesar Savage Jr. or something. I don't know. The first dude he bought in not Tito Ortiz, but the first dude, the former champion boxer, right? I would probably assume that's a better challenge than Jake. But I don't know.
Opinion about
Although probably the 4 years old dude that he fought, or the retired or the former champion that Anderson fought, probably did not have the same power as Jake got currently because he's older. I don't know.
because for the level to come and be an amazing champion,
So much discipline.
training to I training hard, but that's not my
I could never do it. I could never be champion. Never done it. Yeah.
do my part in this
First of all, I'm too small.
I'm not a young man anymore, and I can't fight in the level with Canelo or, you know.
And Canelo's getting old too. I don't know. He's Canelo at least 35, right? At least.
Next question is for Jake. Jake, we've seen you step up time and time again. When the Rockman fight fell out, is this immediately the first fight that you thought of?
Yeah, 100%. And I'm so excited because now I have an opponent who's a real.
What the fuck? The fuck is Channel doing over there? Is he praying or something?
Professional who will make weight.
Oh, he's listening to somebody.
Ring, and I don't have to worry about doing a whole training camp for no reason. So this is lovely. He's not scared. He's not a bitch like Kami and Hassan. So he's gonna actually get into the ring.
Yeah. If Anderson Silva pulls out, you can't definitely know this is not a bitch move. Silva pulls out of this fight, he's got a reason. Yeah. Anderson Silva's not pulling out this fight.
It's exciting, and as soon as
Not for a bitch move, at least. If he does, he got a reason. That's because he's injured or something, but he's not. That's fight happening. I would say Jake has got more chance of pulling out this fight than Anderson got.
it's like
Not because Jake is a bitch. That's not what I'm saying.
his IQ's like 5. So I've tried fighting a pro boxer, but they won't fucking get into the ring with me. So this fight was supposed to be after Tommy Fury or Hasim, where we were like, all right, they don't want to fight me, fuck it, let's just go right to it.
G'day, Jake. I've got a question for you, Jake.
A question for you, Jack. I like his voice.
Hey, settle down. I just want to say hello from Australia.
Hey, slow down.
Mate, Boxing Deep Dive, Tassie Brown. Just want to first of all congratulate you and your brother for all the eyes that are brought on this sport of boxing. So being an ex-fighter, you brought so much
Saying this is a good. I mean, I don't know what the question is gonna be, but see, respect.
attention to the sport, mate, and I'm a massive fan of you and your brother. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's the first old dude like that I've seen talk. That's the fighter that I've seen talk like that about Jake and Logan.
Right. And I want to say next, so Anderson's such an awkward fighter. Your preparation, you learn in each fight, each training camp you're getting better, and you can see that in your results. What sort of sparring are you going to be looking at to sort of...
He's not an MMA fighter. He's a boxer. How can I tell? If he's an actual fighter, why can't I tell? Look at the ear. He doesn't do grappling.
prepare for a guy like
Yeah.
Anderson, who's not your... He's very, very awkward fighter.
Yeah, look, I mean, he
I
is.
not every UFC fighter got that, but like
He
most.
isn't. I think on the inside he gets a little shifty, but we have a ton of sparring partners who are emulating, his style.
Never mind.
And I think, it's my first time going to southpaw, which would be very interesting, but that's also an advantage because he doesn't have any footage to watch of me going up against southpaw, so he doesn't know what to do. So we both have an advantage, but have world champions sparring in the gym every single week at a very high level, and we're prepared.
Just keep that front foot on the outside, mate. Trust me, okay?
Yeah.
Now for Anderson, mate, it's such an honour to be in your presence. You're a legend, mate, and very, very respected in Australia. You love down there, mate. You've always, been known as a boxer, obviously, as well. Like there was talks about Roy Jones Jr. How come, you didn't sort of go there a bit earlier in your career, or just
Is it Roy? Yeah, Anderson Silva's still pretty heavy too. Now I was gonna say Roy Joyce is heavyweight, but Anderson's pretty big too.
now you just focus solely on boxing? So it didn't happen early in your career because there was talks that you could have switched.
Anderson's got to be the same height as taller than Roy Jones, right? It's got to.
For me, and I train in boxing because I love it, and I have a lot of partners to help me. You know, Hobson and Eliezer, my son Gabriel, my son Camille, and a couple Brazilian champions. You know, Olympic champions come to help me, and I'm so excited because
You said Olympic,
every
right?
single time when I go to train with these guys, I feel I can do anything, you know, and I feel happy, and I feel
Wait, I need to go upstairs. There's stuff banging everywhere.
completely I enjoy because I know I train with young kids, champion award, and I can do my best I can.
Yeah.
And I don't have nothing to prove to nobody except one thing, just do my best
Yeah.
every day and enjoy it. That's
Have fun, yeah.
Thank you.
At this point, there's no reason other than to have fun. He's already in the top 5 conversation, so
I should show these guys
Yeah.
respect too. Just chill out. You're both legends. Well done, guys. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Right over here. Question for Anderson Silva. Anderson, you've had so many big fights with the bad guy over here to your right, big fights in Brazil, big fights in Las Vegas. When you think about this one with a new kind of fighter in Jake Paul, what's
New
it feel
generation.
like? Is it the same? Does it feel like just business? What is it like for you?
Yeah, it's the same energy, you know. Fight is fight, you know. I training for do my best and to hard fight, you know. That's I training hard every day. That's I have my sparring come to Brazil to help me, you know. The Holland one friend of mine is coming to Orlando to help me, you know. And it's very tough. It's very tough fight. It's not joking.
This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cage Side Press. Jake Paul, you've made a lot of money from a young age. You've gone from beefing with other influencers to now you're about to step into the ring with one of the best fighters in combat sports history. When you take a step back
Yeah.
and look at how your life has evolved in just a short time, what do you think about?
I think this is surreal. I think none of it makes any sense, but I dedicate it all to hard work, surrounding myself with an amazing
Yeah.
team, and just chasing my goals.
I mean, maybe now, but you didn't have the back. There's not a single person you knew in 2017 that's still with you today. Not a single person, except the people that didn't live in your house.
Every single day when I wake up in the morning, writing my goals on my mirror in my bathroom, looking at them every single day.
Every single person you lived with in 2018, 2019, 2017, 2018, there's not a single person that's still with you today. I don't think so. Not in public, at least.
14, 16, 18
So
hours
maybe now you got a good team, but you didn't always at that.
days.
But you still was making a shit ton of money. Yeah, that's of course.
So it it means a lot, man, and it's so cool to be sharing the stage with these guys too. I watched Chael growing up, so all this is just fucking crazy.
All right, guys, last question, please. Please. You look very nice today, by the way.
Yeah.
Very nice, please.
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for coming today.
You, mama.
Oh, it won't go more than 5.
One more question, Mr. Jake.
Who's that? Is that somebody's grandma, or is that just a random woman?
Yes, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Anderson, bro, I want to know your prediction for the fight.
Of course. Just one second.
Excuse me.
1 second. 1 second.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, I just have one
Okay,
question.
Mom, come here. Give me your hand. Come here. What? Take this. Come here, Mom.
We're doing the picture right now.
Careful, alright? You see that? This kid, huh? Oh, okay, great. Come here. Let's go.
All right, nice to meet you.
Sorry, I'm doing something real quick.
Excuse me, Anderson and Jake. Hi, Logan Paul here from Logan Paul Vlogs.
Yeah.
I was wondering if
This is where the press conference go, "Bah!" Not because Logan's there, just because everybody's doing whatever they want right now.
while you guys are still up there just standing close to each other like that, I could just get in a picture and we could recreate the picture that we took 13 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm gonna come up there.
We should do that. Wow. Which side was that on?
Oh, ladies and
Do it on
gentlemen,
stage.
Logan Paul has joined us, huh? Round of applause. Welcome, Logan.
Amazing day, Mom.
And we appreciate you guys. Let's take a couple more questions. By the way, I feel like I gotta compliment the young lady. She went for it. I feel like I gotta tease her too. She asked for a picture. She had no camera. Can someone send that to her? Can we get her that? Oh, we have a piece of theater. Let me stand out of the way. I see you.
We want to recreate the picture.
Anderson, you're outnumbered. What happens here? Do I back you up? I mean, what are we doing here? I see 2 of them. Oh, I see. Maybe I need to back up.
Let me tell you something, Chael. You never come to my house to my barbecue. Why?
Okay, here's the thing. I didn't think it was a sincere offer. If I knew I was really invited, and then I didn't know if my wife forgave me, it was a whole thing. That's the real answer why I didn't come. In Brazil.
No, here, in Brazil, trying to kill you. People hate you in Brazil. But I'm not. I love you, man.
I accept it. Thank you very much. By the way, Logan, you got me curious. What are we doing? We're just doing a photo? I feel like this is a moment, right?
Do you remember when we met in Ohio? Do you remember that picture?
Remember I say something for you. I say, bro, you can do anything in your life. Just do it.
And then I fought you. Nah.
I haven't the foggiest idea what's happening, but apparently they did a photo about 14 years ago when the Pauls were wrestlers out in Ohio. Apparently we're recreating that.
Beethoven! Shut up!
Microphone. Getting told by Chris. All right, guys, you know what? We're going to wrap this up. We're going to carry this party over to Phoenix. Please check us out. And guys, if I may briefly as a community, we lost yesterday. Theodore Elias, 34 years old, succumbed to liver cancer. He kept it from us. He dealt with this privately like a true fighter. He came in short on this one. Let me just take a moment the passing of Theodore Elias.
Alright. Peace out, everybody. I'm gonna do another